listening on social media or whatever device or apparatus that you have. We're in Antigua and Barbuda on Parliament Drive. This is the Wolf and the Conqueror Roadshow. What we have here is a situation of nothing but pure corruption and apathy towards your fellow citizen of Antigua and Barbuda, and more so the children. What we have to say to you is both Zizi and I should disturb not only the adults, the parents, but all people who have interest in seeing the best for Antigua and the next generation of young people. It's a very disturbing issue. We're here on Parliament Drive, and I'm going to turn it over now to Zizi, the Conqueror.
Good morning, Antiguans and Barbudans, and welcome to Lone Wolf and the Conqueror Roadshow. Today, our main focus is on juvenile justice and also child protection. But we're not going to go into the details. But first, let me wish myself
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Zizi boy.
And today is the 19th day of September. And a lot of surprise came down today with the showers. And, you know, it's showers of blessings. So today we're going to show you how corrupt the government can be and how transparent they think they are, and unaccountable as they continue to be to you, the people. There are talks all over Antigua and Barbuda dealing with party politics. I am not into party politics. I deal with social issues along with Lone Wolf. And as we come every week, we will let you, the public, know and see and guard for yourself, judge for yourself, as they say, about these things. We're here today at a famous place that Antiguans and Barbudans who would have grew up in back in the 50s?
After independence, man. After
Okay.
independence, this is when they set up the new parliament. Remember, we were over there
Right.
by
Okay.
archives.
Okay, so they were at the archives
first. That's the
over
old parliament.
that side first.
Right.
And the independence
came in. This is all parliament.
came in. This
The new
is our
parliament
new
building.
parliament. Now, Lone Wolf, general public and those who are students of history would have known there's a lot of things that took place in this parliament building. Called the election now was coined inside there. Senator for Life was coined inside there. Thumping in your mouth was coined inside there. And you know, have more gang than me was coined inside there. And folks, you would have recognized this building after the new parliament building was built underneath the UPP. That here was used as the House of Culture. There were lots of wrangling about it being placed as the House of Culture. I cannot tell you much of it today, but to look now on what we are talking about today, and it's the OECS Juvenile Court.
The OECS Juvenile Court. This is the building where the OECS Juvenile Court is supposed to be.
Let's take a walk there.
That is going to be now. It's supposed to have been already. That is the difference. We're not talking about the future. We're talking about the monies were given in 2012. And this is what we have to show for it.
After training went through, this is a training document that was done by one Jacqueline Burke, a consultant,
Right.
to deal in child protection in Antigua and Barbuda. And what the law is that was passed, the Juvenile
Child Protection Act.
Child Protection Act. Training went in. by a number of OECS countries. And Ms. Jacqueline Burke in 2016, July, was a research assistant at Shaky Cornwall. And that is in Barbados.
Right.
Now, the Child Protection Procedure Training Guidelines were in this, and they all trained during that time. Now, here's what happened after that. The King of Spain
King and Queen of Spain.
is the King and Queen of Spain?
Yes.
Correct me, thank you. The King and Queen of Spain donated 12 million US dollars,
Raw dollar note.
broad dollar note, to retrofit this facility to be the OECS Juvenile Court.
This is what became of the OECS Juvenile Court in Antigua and Barbuda after the King and Queen of Spain donated 12 million US dollars to build it. This is what we have today.
Vere, let's check and give the
Let's
people.
take a walk around because we don't want to think that maybe it's in the back and we're just showing them the bad part. This is the $12 million of juvenile court that Antigua and Barbuda has, courtesy of the King and Queen of Spain.
And I believe that you would have had some sort of experience in having matters before the juvenile court that is now present.
Well, what happened, the juvenile court or the family court as it is right now, because there's no juvenile court, but what is the juvenile court or the magistrate who deals with those matters? She is presently up inside the High Court building. She doesn't really have what we would call, what you would think of as a courtroom. What she has is, well, they had the reception, and behind the reception, they had a little lounge up at the High Court in Antigua and Barbuda. They then retrofitted it and sealed it off. So the little lounge now becomes the juvenile family law court,
So
where it's about 12 feet in length and
Yes.
7 to 8 feet in width. It is the only court in Antigua that fully, nearly 99.9% of the time, deals via Zoom, because the room is so small, so the magistrate and her clerk scared of getting any kind of sickness.
So you're saying that you can stay from the outside if you're a witness into matters and hear what I'm talking about?
Well, to be honest with you, the first time I usually go to the court on Zoom. But I went in to ask a question about a client because the parent had retained me, but they did not know when the date was at the time.
Yes.
So I pushed on the door, and then the police officer who was there pushed back and said, "Court in session." I said, "But I don't want to see it's not the court I want to go. I want to see the clerk, really." He said, "Well, the clerk don't have no desk of her own separate from the 12 by 8 foot room, and therefore there's no place for the clerk separate from the little cubby hole that they put the family court in, or what is supposed to be the juvenile court." And that is the situation going up at the High Court, which I only found out in about April of this year as a practicing attorney for the last 24 years in Antigua and Barbuda. And that is a serious problem.
So now we are
So they
faced.
said the Parliament building was open. Her Royal Highness the Princess Margaret on what? October 1981. October. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, it's after
31st of just before independence.
Yeah.
No, yeah, after.
Independent, right?
Yeah, after.
Just before. Remember, it's November, November 1st.
No, but this is October 31st, 1981. Independent.
First and
Oh, yes.
Zizi.
Okay,
Zizi.
we're dropping there.
You drop points.
Her Royal Highness,
It's all independent.
the Princess Margaret, on the 31st of October,
Yeah.
1981.
That's what he said. You want to go clockwise or counterclockwise? Which way you want to go first?
Let's go
For them to get a
this
view.
way, because people must understand that 12 million US dollars
What
is
you
not
get for
no
$12
little
million
bit
dollars?
of money. And look what we are
What
getting.
you get for $12 million in juvenile court in Antigua and Barbuda. Now I sent this out to Akbar, I sent it out to True Labor Dissemination Group, I sent it out to the Pumpkin Squad, I sent it to anybody who wants to see what is going on here. This is what we have.
Somebody don't defecate, they're ready.
People
People like them drink rum.
You look like they have sheetrock over there.
Yeah, well, all the things that came out of the roof.
Oh, it fell out of the
All
roof.
those fell
Oh, I
that
thought
come
that
out
was,
of the
that was
roof.
some of the material for the building of the juvenile center, but it looked like it just fall out of the ceiling.
No, they're very old something I've been there in the ceiling, because they were supposed to retrofit it with the 12
million dollars.
US dollars.
So they started something, you look like.
No, broke down. No,
Yeah,
start nothing.
well, not started to build, but they started breaking down to build.
To retrofit.
But they just broke down. That's all they get, as far as they got. Okay, go ahead, man. Nice.
And let's see, and we are here. Look at this. 12 million US dollars, people. 12 million US dollars. 12 million. Why the government stop doing the work here? 12 million US
This
dollars.
is how they're gutting it, retrofitting it for the juvenile center. The money was given by the King and Queen of Spain in 2012.
Between 2016.
No, 2016.
Between 2016 and now, we have to say. Look at this. This place is horrible.
So it's always easy to break down, you know, but it's always the difficult part is putting back up.
But why the reason that they stop and $12 million?
When they don't have the money anymore, come.
But $12 million meaning in the hand.
Where the money gone?
Where Stedroy can tell us where the money, where the rest of the money gone.
I'm talking about the Honorable Stedroy Benjamin,
the Minister of Public Safety.
Well, this is what retrofitting gets used for. $12 million. Oh God, I smell the feces.
Yeah, you know, it's horrible.
What's that on the ground there? What's that? What am there? Some
That was a seed from the almond tree.
Oh, okay.
Here's where, at one point, I think it's over there, I stood at one point and watched Art and Ibsen and down in here. You know what I mean? When the Parliament, this used to be one side, so and people used to sit over there and over there.
Yeah, the both sides.
Yeah.
But you see what happened, you could see that they intended to do something. Okay, it's been stripped down and it looked like they had a plan. But the money run out.
From since 2016 up to now?
At least since 2016. And this is what we have now. So you see the Prime Minister talking about gangs and two gangs that are supposed to be causing all the violence in Antigua, because we never even heard of the gangs before just after Carnival.
And we had child protection procedure guidelines.
And we're supposed to have a juvenile court.
And this place is supposed to be the juvenile court of the OECS.
Yep.
That in part came, and I want my people to as students of history, and do not follow the crap that Gaston speaks at all times, because he was saying that Arthur Nibs and what's his name, and Sir Eric went to Lancaster House to fight for independence. When the Barbudans went there, and their mind was for secession at the time, they did not sign on the document. And here come going to say that he gave Arthur Chumbo Airport because Arthur went and fought for. When Arthur was fighting against V.C. Bird up to 1998.
Hey, he
people.
He didn't even know you're talking about, right? He just come.
Arthur through these halls here was fighting Bill Abbott.
The Senator for Life.
Exactly. I stood on this part and watched him down in this part. He and Bill Abbott had them back and forth in the Senate. But here we are today, $12 million US.
$12 million later, look what you got.
Oh my goodness, if the King and Queen of Spain see this. Huh?
They say, no, they say, please keep the door closed at all times.
that's rotten. Let's continue here, man.
All right.
Because look at the space.
The $12 million juvenile court.
Look at the space that the magistrate could have had, not when Vere Bird coming through the door that the police the turn back and tell you that no space there. You would be able to come in. The setup would be here, where everybody come to the clerk for the magistrate, do their duties, and then move out.
The clerk staff would probably have their own room back here. That is what is needed.
And what would set up now is up there, right? That would, you would have your court if that is the case, and that should be. But no, then get the $12 million, and you, the Antiguans and Barbudans, know about them.
Somebody's SP say make sure the King and Queen of Spain see where the money gone. Well, we don't know where the money gone, but we know what isn't built.
Well, let's look in these holes to see if the money down in there.
You see anything down there?
No. Look at all this.
So they're ready gutted it to build something.
To do something.
To do something for the marriage.
But you see, the thing is, they did that because they wanted the money.
So
They pretend that they're starting something. Well, they started something, but not to continue and finish.
The tear down part.
I mean, I want to ask, said Roy Benjamin, the Attorney General of Antigua and Barbuda, what he knows about that King and Queen of Spain $12 million that was given for the OECS Juvenile Court. It was a matter that happened. People, you can go and Google it.
Yeah.
Put it in, Google it. The OECS Juvenile Court of Antigua and Barbuda. Google it and you will see Observer have the different phases. You will see Antigua Newsroom at the different phases. And you will see other news entities who are following and commenting about it.
Yeah.
And you, the people of Antigua and Barbuda, where $12 million was given to a government, to do something where child protection is concerned. They had people training. People look the training manual.
Yeah, look around now.
Let's go.
Any entrance? Any?
Let's.
They're all exits and entrances. Anybody can come in here now. I'm sure vegan.
Look at this man. Boy, this is some big entrance.
I'm not going in that direction, but I think that is where somebody is using it as a toilet. If you can see over there, somebody probably.
Oh my goodness,
over there's probably the vagrant's latrine. I'm not going any further, right? But you can see the paper. It looks kind of brown.
This is it.
You need a little bit more vegetables in the diet.
They come out the window, please. You might get yourself in a problem. So what they do, they just...
Look over here. Look, see?
Yeah.
You see what you're talking about?
Look at that.
Is that the $12 million well spent?
Yeah, $12 million well spent.
And I don't need to explain to the public what that is. That's what this historical site has become now. You just empty your bowls.
Look at this. Look at in there. Become an area for garbage receptacles.
This is what is going on right here now. So we wanted to bring that to your attention, but you know,
we're not into no party politics, my brother.
It's about gang and all that stuff, and he had to go and speak to these two gangs that terrorizing Antigua.
Yeah.
Two gangs terrorizing the whole of Antigua.
And we have the child protection.
And before he go to speak to the gangs, he should have sorted out the juvenile court. Because these are young people and they need to be steered in the right direction by the magistrate of the juvenile court and the family court.
Yep.
Very nice magistrate, you know, Veronica Thomas.
Yeah, I know.
Very
you and I sat around already.
Yeah, we sat with her.
Yeah, we sat together with her. Yeah.
She was the mediator.
She was the mediator at the time.
She was just a lawyer then, wasn't
yes.
A lawyer.
Working down.
But that's another one we have to tell her when they talk about Gaston is this brilliant strategy.
Exactly.
You tell her a story one time how Barwin doubled up in the court.
Oh, you mean?
They told us, let me have a go into that one. Everybody talking about Gaston is a brilliant strategist, right? So Chuck walked up there in the court representing Barwin. I am representing Gaston Brown.
Chuck was representing me and Len. Yes, was representing me at the time.
Who represented Barwin?
Barwin was represented by Chaku, all bound together, and we came underneath the same umbrella. Right.
And then what happened is I am representing Gaston with Leslie Brissett.
Right. With Leslie.
And the matter how I remember it went down, right? Just walk around. Let's go talk. Yes, I remember that matter went down, right? It was that Gaston called Barwin Patty Man and Pussy and all this.
Right. That particular thing.
Mr. Spencer didn't bother with any legal lawsuit at first, but then they sued him. Remember, sometimes he said,
"Yeah, they sued him because,"
and then he jammed them.
He said, at the time when he was speaking about having money overseas, and his name was called.
His name was called, yeah.
And I questioned why you're going to say that you heard it on ABS, and because you don't know where the dial is for Crusader Radio.
Right.
But you left from where you're there, at a distance where you came in park, and say that you turn on your stuff, try to find Crusader, but then you couldn't find Crusader, but you heard it on ABS.
Listen, so what happened now? We went to a mediation on the matter, right? And this is the one against Baldwin, right?
No, the one that was against Baldwin, yes.
The one against Baldwin, which was the first one, but then they sued.
Yes,
he sued them after.
Yes,
the Batty and the stuff.
Right, he sued him after because I dropped off the letter.
What happened now is that there was a mediation, and the same magistrate Veronica Thomas was there, but she was not a magistrate at the time. She was a mediator. Anyway, the brilliant Gaston Brown, the mediator, Veronica, told us to step out, the lawyers to step out of the room.
Yes.
And she's going to speak to Mr. Spencer and Mr.
Gaston
Brown. Alone.
Because at the time, remember the utmost thing was that he wanted $30,000.
Wait, the man. So outside, me and Zizzy opponents at that point in time, I born, I see each other in court so much. I say, hey, bro, so what go on in there? What takes so long? Anyway, lo and behold,
Baldwin come
open up the door. And Baldwin has a smile on his face now, because he done shaft the good and proper, right? And Gaston come on, I'm tired of this, I settled the matter. Baldwin said he didn't want to know how much money he was giving me, $30,000. He said if he could arrange that, the order would say $10,000, and he'd give him $20,000 under the table.
Right.
Right? So I said, so that's a good deal, Gaston. Gaston said, yeah, man. I said, I already done sign off on the order. I said, so me and the other lawyer said, what?
But we went in and we signed off on $5,000.
Yeah, but you all right. But he don't sign off.
He don't sign off on the 5,000 and give out the impression that he signed off on the 30,000.
Right?
Come and tell me when you reach outside the door, oh, Zizi, I owe me $20,000 more. But you don't sign up. Me sign on the document. You sign on the document and somebody.
Yeah. And then he say, oh, that 20 was supposed to be under the table.
Under the table and in scholarships.
Yeah. For somebody from his constituency.
Right.
And he went to Parliament, the great strategist went to Parliament about, oh, it's $30,000.
Exactly.
And Baldwin tell him, well, show me the document where you say $30,000. Oh, the actor only said 10, but you're supposed to give me 20 under the table. I said, me don't know about that.
But you know about that.
So when you are talking about great strategists, remind you.
And brain and all kind of stuff.
When Baldwin Shafty in the mediation, he get 10,000 when he's supposed to get 30.
Exactly. So, Vere, let me address you at this particular time with this matter that.
Hey, we need to walk around.
It's real, pissing to me that Antiguans and Barbudans are engaged in this party politics, swinging here, there, and everywhere. But national and social issues that are damning to us, where monies were given to a government for a particular reason.
Yeah, nobody
from people on the international circuit, for us to have a juvenile court for the OECS based in Antigua and Barbuda. And lo and behold,
keep walking, man. Watch your step, though.
Yeah.
At least they cut the grass, man. How much a millions that cost?
Well, they just cut through. They must have been how we come.
Yeah.
But if they cut the grass, and I bet you cut the something properly, look at how they had the place. Look at how they had the place with the plaque in front marking Her Majesty.
Didn't even take off the plaque.
Oh my goodness, man. Look here.
I guess that's for posterity. I guess that's for future generations to realize how the government has robbed them.
Mine and
juvenile, yeah.
But your take on this quietly.
Huh?
Your take on this quietly.
My take on the whole thing, right? Is
Mind the answer next.
I experience as a lawyer going to the Magistrates Court, which is Magistrate Veronica Thomas's courtroom. And I've never been in a smaller courtroom in my life. And you see the issues when they play with people and they play with the citizens and they talk about all this young juvenile crime and all this gang business. But tell the government, Mr. Brown, how you have helped the situation, to improve the situation by building juvenile court. Because at the present point in time in Antigua and Barbuda, it's a 12-foot by 7-foot room that they retrofitted. It was really a lounge. Because that's where we met at the mediation.
Yes.
It was really a lounge
part,
at the High Court. Behind the receptionist desk, you had like two sofas, and you just like wait there and lounge until your case was heard. And then in the last 2 years, because the Magistrates Thomas's, they were renting out the Ryan's building.
Yeah.
And I believe they had mold, so they moved out the last 2-3 years now, after COVID. And She can't get anywhere to work from, a proper courtroom.
And $12 million?
12 million done gone.
Gone way.
We don't know. We don't know. This is what happens when people play politics and want to side with their people and just ignore
the social and national issues
in our society. The young people and them, they talk about them in gangs and talking about the juvenile delinquency. We have a curfew in Antigua now. What time is the curfew that went through in law?
From 10 to 6.
From 10 to 6, and you can't be outside without your parents until then and so forth, and who could get fined, this and that. But before all of that, the politicians get up and beat their chest in Parliament, right? How come they don't beat their chest about 2016, the King and Queen of Spain donated $12 million US to retrofit the old Parliament building into a OECS Juvenile Courtroom.
And if I go over there,
courthouse, I should say.
If I will go over there, if we go, which we cannot.
I know we can't go into court to show you the thing, but believe me.
If you would see the cubicle
that they have,
I'm in a cubicle.
A clerk doesn't have a separate room, The clerk's room is in the court.
In the same place,
in the lounge that they retrofitted for.
Come on, look at this.
Juvenile.
Tampering should grow up here, and dangerous tampering should be when they start to spread them rules.
Yeah, then they go bust up this building even more. But historically and all, this is such an important building. I mean,
yes.
Even whatever happened, you have to go seal this off, man. You can't have this used as a toilet.
And
Where's
people
the
just
pride?
come
Where's
here.
the national pride?
Where is it? Where is it? There's where the Ministry of Finance is. Look where for
October, they probably passed the legislation for independence in this building.
Exactly.
That was the whole idea, getting a new parliament up and running. And this look, somebody down their food and then was to throw their food and look a carton up on the, the window.
Condom.
Oh, so you get real spicy in there. See if you find any baby.
Well, it's a child.
So Pop Daddy love the baby aisle.
Child baby. No. So here we are today, my lovely people of Antigua and Barbuda. But after we taxpayers and the voters of Antigua and Barbuda has voted for a government to run our affairs and to deal with us in a accountable manner and be transparent to the people so that they understand how their monies are spent and whatever money they collect. They believe collecting money from outside entities, whether it's a grant or something of a gift, that you're not supposed to report to the people to this. But they have honest people that work around you, the government that knows. Gaston, you may have a stronghold on individuals that you may call low-hanging fruits.
Low-hanging fruit.
And you can reach and grab them to secure or to build your standing. But for what surveys have been done, Gaston Brown, you wouldn't have to do that if you were doing good to the people. Running around and playing football with gang members to lift your profile. That, call it good governance. Paying individuals. And let me use an alleged way, because, paying individuals allegedly to participate in mock consultation is another crazy attitude of a man who is trying to lift his profile
out of the sewer.
So you have called these people gangs, young men and women gangs. You did not sit with them in a proper manner for ask when I want. You cuss them earlier by telling them I don't want to work for do, because you send some of them to Jawato, and when they tell them to go work, they don't want to work for do. So what did you accomplish? A day of prayer was called for the nation. There's some wrongs that you did to Antiguans and Barbudans, and most of Barbudans, because up to now, the $30 million from since October 2017 that you told The interviewer that day that you collected when he asked, so how much did you collect so far? You said 30 million. You never disclosed that to the people of Barbuda or show them whether it's in US or EC. My brother, if it was US, how much that would be? About $80 million?
Yeah, 80 and change.
There were other people who would have given money to the government of Antigua and Barbuda up to this day.
Or if you're over in the ministry, I can ask you about that.
No, Dwayne George, he go run.
Oh.
If camera go funny.
He tight up suit and then?
Yeah, he run, I believe we carry picture post office.
Many suit in the rip.
So, the $1 million that was given there from the people of out of Jumbi Bay has not been given to the people of Barbuda up to now.
Just like this matter, the $12 million is given here.
$12 million.
This is what we have for a juvenile center. And it's disturbing because the whole thing is that they talk about the youth and crime and violence and guns. And you have what you have here is, before you go and speak to the gangs, is the infrastructure, is the institutions functioning?
Exactly.
The juvenile court, the family court, is it functioning at an efficient level? No, it is not. And it's not for lack of the magistrates trying. But if you don't give a policeman the equipment to do his job, you're going to find crime. And if you don't give the courts the equipment to do their job, the situation is only going to compound itself and become worse. The magistrate cannot function in a lounge, a 12-foot by 8-foot lounge. The clerk does not have a separate room. She works from the lounge also. If you want to find out a case date or time, you have to wait till the clerk comes out because you don't know if the magistrate's court is in session.
Wow.
And you have to knock, you don't knock on you try to open the door, but then the policeman might push you back out and say, court's in session.
My God.
That is the reality that we work with in Antigua
and you know,
courthouse.
while I continue to dig about money that they collected,
just go around, just walk around, man.
You know, USA had given some donation to finish the boys' training school.
Yeah.
USA gave money to finish the boys' training school. And today, where we at with the boys' training school? People, where we at?
All of these
with the OECS Juvenile Court. And I want, Vere, if you have colleagues over in the OECS that you and them communicate, you know.
Yeah, well,
I
added them to the live. I added them to the live so they can see what's happening here in Antigua.
That they have to fight.
Court. I don't know how it is in their jurisdictions or if they got any of the money from the Queen or so on, or if they have juvenile courts established, but this is what we have.
No, this was supposed to be. This was supposed to be, my brother. You know.
Well,
this is supposed to be the OECS Juvenile Court. And the King and Queen of Spain put up their hand and say,
let us help the young people in the region.
Let us help the young people in the region.
It is a worthy cause.
Because they didn't see that vision of the young people one day would rise up like other countries in the world where China had to face that backlash. Okay? But our children took it in another level. And as much as how we blame the children, we also have to blame us as adults.
As adults, as citizens of Antigua and Barbuda, who can defend this?
And when
which one of the comrades can defend
exactly
what has happened here? $12 million later, 2016. So that is what? That's what? That's what? 8 years ago?
Yeah.
8 years. 8 years.
You have to add the US to them, you know.
Yeah.
So that is 30.
This is what,
that is close to $30 million.
This is what we have. And you know that the crime is rising, especially a lot of young people are involved. And who is going to speak out?
Look at all them bush here. Then they even cut around the place for making look good job.
It was an independent parliament, you know. It was the parliament building that was launched in October.
Degrading our coat of arms.
I mean, even these signs should have been taken down and preserved for future generations. As you can see, you enter into the front of the building. Say, no, please, what? Door closed. Or keep please keep door closed at
Yeah.
all times.
No eating.
More than eating go on in there, but you can see it was Independence was on our mind. We have the coat of arms, national sea creature, the hawksbill turtle, national fruit, pineapple,
Widdy.
national weed,
Widdy.
We have national tree, the whitewood. We have national flower, the dagalog. And then you see the coat of arms on both sides, national bird, the frigate bird, the sugar mill tower, that is Betty's Hope.
And what is your national stone?
National. I think they went overboard with that. The national stone is what?
The petrified wood.
The petrified wood. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, even those should have been taken down and preserved.
What are we, a tourism what?
We're a tourism country.
And the people come to Antigua to see what?
Yes, want to see our
ancient things, you might call them.
This is part of
yes, this is part of it, the tourist attraction.
Supposed to be a tourist attraction.
This is where legislations were made during the period 1981 to now.
Yeah. Just before the end of colonialism.
Yes, when if you come out, me thumping them out, you know what I mean?
Who that? That the one that said to Boeing?
Yeah, Boeing, when you say thumping them out.
We'll thump in the face.
And I thought, I knew I am for saying, yeah, you know, them back and forth and something about money that somebody give. And Mr. Humphreys is bolting like a drowning man, grabbing after a straw.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to wrap it up now.
Yeah.
But I believe that we are doing our job. I mean, it's Dizzy's birthday today. We're supposed to actually do the road show on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
But my eldest boy, Vere Fort, wasn't feeling too well in school, so I had to go and get him.
All right. So,
and therefore,
as we leave,
we had to do it today, postpone it, adjourn it till today. But we don't feel good unless we come out every week to expose what is happening in Antigua and Barbuda. So, job accomplished. Happy birthday.
And as we leave, what was supposed to be a 12 million US, 30 million EC dollar OECS Juvenile Court, that monies were given to a government for over 8 years now, and all what we're seeing here is this.
A dilapidated building.
As I repeat, will continue to unearth the corrupt practices of the Gaston Brown-led administration, for them to be accountable to the people of this country, not to run and hide by not installing an information commissioner, not getting up and cursing the ombudsman because the ombudsman went, just like how we are doing now, underground to see the old nastiness that you all have taken taxpayers' money and given us as value. I will continue to keep your feet to the fire and let the wolf hold you down.
Until we come again. Give us a call, 775-7201. That is Lone Wolf. What's your number?
725-7841. If you need anything to look up, if you want something to investigate or to dig up, call me at 725-7841 and we will be on your case like white on rice.
Yes. All right, guys. Bye for now.
Wow.